Hello. Well, as promised, I'm gonna read out a story that took me ages to write. Hello. Well, without further ado, here I go. Let me just get it up on my laptop. Just bear with me, I'm just getting it up on my laptop. What? Right, there we go, I've got it up on my laptop. Right, without further ado, I'm going to start reading the book I've wrote. go. Bendy's life was not always as happy as you see it now. But in order for that to be fully explained, let me take you back to where it all began. On the 29th of July, at exactly 8 o'clock at night, Gine and Bardock were in the hospital because, you see, Gine was expecting her baby to come today. And after 2 hours, the doctor said, "Congratulations, it's a boy." And there we have the first look at baby Bendy. Bardock and Gine were overjoyed. Gine picked him up and said, "Hello there, little man, I'm your mother. Cute little fellow, aren't you?" "What should we name him?" Bardock said. "How about Bendy?" "Why, hello there, Bendy, I'm your papa." "Ma'am, if you'll excuse me, we need to do a few tests on him." Gine replied, "Why? Does he have an illness?" "No, we just need to make sure he's okay," the doctor said. And after about 20 minutes, the doctors came back. "Good news, madam. Bendy seems to be okay." There is something we should probably mention. What is it? Alright then. Alright. Anyway, there is one thing I must point out, madam. "What is it?" Gine replied. "Your son, he has an unusual energy within him." "What? He's only a couple minutes old." "That may be true, madam, but we took his X-ray and his skeleton is unusual." "Why? What's wrong with this skeleton?" "Here, take a look for yourself." The doctors pulled out a skeleton, and it showed that Bendy had 2 little horns. "Oh, that's because he's a demon, like me and Bardock." "I can see that, madam, but are you aware that this boy's energy is a lot stronger than you think?" "That can't be true. He's only a couple minutes old, as I said." "We're still waiting on some more results, madam, but for now, you may take him home. I'm sure he'll love his new home." "Thank you, we'll do just that." A couple years went by, and we see that Bendy has grown to be a very polite and kind little child. He always does as he's told, and he's very friendly to many people that walk by. But when he turned 4, that's when his baby sister was born. And Bendy could not be happier to know that he has a little sister to look after as well. But one night, that all changed. As the entire family were coming back from a festival that they went to, they decided to take a shortcut through an alley, because it was the quickest way home, Bardock said. But as they were walking through the alley, a strange figure emerged from the darkness and spoke after a while. "Well, well, well, I didn't expect to see a family of old monkeys appear right before me." "What do you want, Malak?" Bardock replied with an angry tone. Oh, I want nothing more than you to step out of my way and hand over that child, as he pointed towards Bendy. We will do no such thing. Bendy's our beloved child. We will never hand him over to you. I'm not giving you an option here. I'm giving you a demand. Hand him over, because he's the only thing that stands between me and my plans. Well, to heck with your plans, Malak. You are not getting Bendy. I won't let you lay a finger on him. So you've made your choice then. I find it interesting. Malak began to walk away, but then he stopped and spoke. You know, I've just had a thought. Since you won't hand him over to me, I guess I'll just have to dispose of the rubbish. What do you mean by that? Bardock replied. And that's when Malak pulled a gun out of his jacket and shot Bardock and Guinea in the chest. Bendy was just left there speechless at what had happened. As Malak ran past him, Bendy knelt to the floor, saying, Mama, Papa, please get up. But it was no use. And suddenly, Bendy held his sister and he began to cry. And that night was the death of his mother and father. 5 minutes later, the police showed up. But all they were greeted with was a crying Bendy holding his baby sister. The officers questioned Bendy on what had happened, but Bendy was too frozen in fear. He couldn't even speak. He just simply refused to answer the police's questions because of how shocked he was. The detective walked up and said, He's not answering my questions. It's obvious he's frozen in shock. So what are we going to do with him then? Well, it's obvious. We need to take him in and find him a new home. He's far too young to live on his own. As the officers took Bendy and his baby sister away, they took him to an orphanage where he would stay for quite a long time. When Bendy was 5 years old, this couple came into the orphanage and said, We'd like to adopt a child, please. Okay, this way. I'll take you to the orphans, the lady at the counter said, as she opened the door to the room. The couple had a look around and see who they'd like to adopt. Oh, I might as well mention, these two over here, they've been here because they lost their parents due to an accident. This piqued the couple's interest and the woman said, What happened? Well, he doesn't really like people talking about it. Let us speak to him then, said the man. So, what's your name, young man? I'm Bendy. Bendy? Quite a peculiar name. What's your second name? It's Kakarot, sir. Bendy Kakarot. Kakarot, huh? That's a lovely name. So tell me, why are you here? I don't want to speak about it, sir. I'm sorry, it's just too upsetting. I understand that perfectly well. Excuse me, we'd like to take these two in. Bendy's eyes widened at what the couple just said. Really? You want to adopt us? Indeed. It's only fair that you deserve a home. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's our pleasure. Bendy has been living with this new family for many years now. And by the time Bendy was 15, he had grown to be a clever child. He excelled in all his classes in school, and he made many brilliant friends. But one day, something unusual happened again. As Bendy was out for a walk one night, he ran into a familiar face. Well, 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 I didn't expect you to grow such in good time, Bendy. Gosh, it's been a while since I last saw you. But now it's time I finish the job. Bendy's fist clenched with anger as he recognized that voice. It was Malak, the guy who killed his parents all those years ago. Bendy spoke. You're going to pay for what you've done. I'll never forgive you for this. You took my parents away from me. So you better go away and leave me alone, because I don't ever want to see you in my face again. Malak simply just laughed. You really think I'm going to listen to a monkey? God, you're more stupid than you look. Not to mention how short you are. But before Malak could finish, he received a hard punch to the gut, knocking him on the floor. As Malak struggled to get back up, he responded, How could that little punk hit that hard? This can't be. I am stronger than him. You're going to regret doing that to me. But before Malak could finish, Bendy kicked him in the face, knocking him unconscious. And Bendy just simply replied, Next time you show your face again, I'll give you a lesson in manners. And I'll teach you to hurt people ever again. As long as I live, no one on this earth will be harmed. For as long as there's blood flowing through me, I swear I will protect this earth, no matter what it costs. Even if it costs me my own life, so be it. Because I will not let you hurt another living soul on this planet. Do you hear me? Malak got up. So you want to protect the people on this earth? What kind of demon are you? As Malak walked off, Bendy just simply walked back home. A couple more years pass and Bendy is now 18, and that's when he would finally meet a girl who would later become his wife. As Bendy was walking through an old abandoned school, he couldn't help but hear the cries of someone who seemed very sad. So Bendy went to investigate, and he came across a girl about the same age as him who was crying. So Bendy approached. He said, "Excuse me, is everything all right?" The girl looked up and said, "No, who are you?" Bendy said, "It's all right. I'm Bendy, but you can call me Kakarot." The girl's eyes widened and said, "You're my father's nemesis." "But why are you being so nice? My father told you that you are a god of destruction." Bendy just simply sighed. So he's still telling lies about me. Yes, I am a demon and I am his nemesis, but what I do, I protect this earth because I love this earth. I'm doing it in honor of my parents, the very people your father took away. And I will not let him harm another living soul on this earth, because I've vowed to have this earth under my protection. "So what's your name?" The girl looked down and said, "I'm Agatha." "Well, Agatha, it's nice to meet you, but why are you upset?" Because my father... I went for a walk and and when I came back, he killed my mother. Bendy's eyes then widened and looked down. So he's done the same thing to you, what he did to me. I have nowhere to go. All I have is this school to live in. I'm awfully hungry. I've gone through all the food that was here. Well, I can't have that, can I? So, you can come with me. I've got a place for you to stay and I can get you cleaned up. Because no one deserves to be alone. As Bendy extended his hand, Agatha grabbed it and said, "Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me." "It was my pleasure. I can get us back to my place in a flash. Just hold on to my hand tight." As Bendy put his hands on his head, they suddenly appeared back on the Top Hat airship. "How did you do that? What was that?" Agatha said while she was shocked. "That was instant transmission. I learnt it. It allows you to get to places easily. You just need to lock onto someone's energy. So I locked onto one of my crew members' energy. A couple months go by and Agatha requests to see Bendy. "Oh, Agatha, is there something I can help you with?" "Yes, there is. You see, Bendy, I've been in love with you on the day we first met. You're the only one that's been kind to me, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you." As Bendy looked, completely blushed and not knowing what to say, Agatha, I don't know what to say, but if I'm honest, I felt the same way about you too. And I always have. So, if you want, it can be official. But before Bendy could finish, Agatha hugged him tightly and said, "Does this answer your question?" As months went by, they went on many dates. And one day Bendy proposed to Agatha and she said yes. And many months passed and soon the young couple was a family with two beautiful children, Abigail and Galaxy, and a third one on the way. For Bendy, his life was looking up, and Bendy had many of his amazing best friends alongside him. And his best friends know who they are. But one day, as Bendy was just doing his usual work, he appeared once again. "You thought you got rid of me so easily. But it appears you are nothing more than a pest, Bendy," Malik said with anger. But before Bendy could even speak, Agatha stepped in. "Enough! You've gone too far, Father. You need to stop hurting people just for your own pleasure." And Malik said with anger, "Need I remind you, you are the daughter of a great emperor, which is me." "Great emperor? Are you serious?" Bendy said, laughing. Malik said, furious, You watch your smart mouth." And Bendy just said, "You're the one that needs to be taught a lesson, so I think it's time someone gave you a lesson in manners." And before Malik could say anything, Bendy already powered up into Super Saiyan God, one that was just strong enough to injure Malik, not completely destroy him. Let's take this outside, shall we? All of the Top Hats watched as Bendy and Malik clashed in mid-air. And a girl named Shan replied, Agatha, is Bendy going to be alright? And Agatha said, yes he is, Shan, don't worry. For those who don't know, Shan is one of Bendy's best friends. But without warning, Malak grabbed Bendy by the throat and threw him through the window of the airship. Bendy got up, wounded and injured. But all hope seemed lost as Malak began to charge up his signature death ball. Try and dodge this, you Saiyan monkey. I've had it with all of these Earthlings. It's time to die. But as Malak threw his death ball, everyone was taken by surprise, as Bendy just grabbed the death ball and crushed it with one hand, leaving no damage. Malak was shocked and said, How? What is that? What did you do? Right Hand Man stepped in and said, he's done it. Our chief has achieved autonomous ultra instinct. Everyone looked at Bendy. He was glowing all over and very sparkly. The pupils in his eyes had turned white. And his moves were very fast. Malak could not keep up with him. But Malak charged up his earth-destroying death ball again, but Bendy easily knocked it back. But this time he knocked it right back at Malak. Malak was caught by one of his own attacks, and with his last breath he said, one day I will return. But Bendy just held his hand out and said, don't even think about resurrecting Malak. And as Malak disappeared, everyone cheered, for Bendy had saved the world from destruction. And that night Bendy held a party for everyone to attend. Everyone was having a great time. And now as I sit here writing this diary, it reminds me of how proud my parents must be of me, as I have achieved what only angels can achieve. Because I've been told only angels can achieve ultra instinct. And this is the first time that a demon's achieved it. And I am going to use this to protect the Earth, because I know, deep down, that's what my parents would have wanted. And I know that's what my granddad would have wanted. And that's the end of that. So what did you all think? Thank you. I tried my hardest. I was nervous about reading it, but yeah, I tried my hardest on it. Thank you. And I'm sure your stories will be really good as well. I'm actually excited to hear one of your stories when they're finished. I just want you to know I want you to keep up the good work and just be happy. Well, I'll see you all in the next stream. Take care. And remember, never worry, and no matter what happens, never give up. Okay.